Yep, that's the 6th part of this Indian journey in April. Just a reminder, we've gone from Delhi to Leh and now we're going back. We're going back the same way. Unfortunately, we thought we could go back through Manali, but all those roads are closed. So yeah, our journey starts high in the mountains and we going through Himalayas. To make that road possible, we have to cross the Jila Pass today. But in the April, it can be tricky.
Today's plan is to go from here, which is, where are we exactly? Can't remember. Probably I'm gonna put it on the screen. But now we want to get through Kargil and go down to Zojila Pass to have that thing done. And then to focus on riding on the south side of mountains, let's say. Because ultimate point is to be able to catch the plane.
Yep, you heard that right. There is no time to waste. We have to cross the mountains to be kind of free of nature will high in the mountains, because these roads can be blocked, snow can fall, rain also, there could be a super windy, you never know, and yeah, that's us. And here comes the quote, ignorance is bliss. What does it mean? It means that because we didn't know how hard sometimes it could be, it's like, yeah, we can do it because it's just a journey, right, on the motorcycles. Well, sometimes it's not that easy, but that's the funniest part. And one more thing, if you can see that, of course you can see that, oh, for example now, all these skies are whites on the screen, they are like burnt. Yep, that's my fault. I forgot to put the settings on the anti-filter, that's why the brightest part is fucked up. Sorry. Here comes another lesson. Always check your gear, because, well, you can be in high in the mountains in India, just one for a lifetime journey. I mean, when you're doing this things first time, you can forget about many things, and here's the outcome. So beautiful place with beautiful views, and the footage is like this. So sorry, but so I thought what to do next. Well, should I just delete that? I don't think so. Yeah, what can I say?
trochę zbyt optymistycznie się ubrałem.
Okay.
Jednak zmienić na cieplejsze rękawice i tak dalej.
Yep, it is. It was really cold. On that point, I can say that I'm wearing the case clothing. You know, this heated jacket, stuff like that. Yeah, I do recommend them. They are fantastic. Really, really, and especially the gloves, the case heated gloves. They are absolutely the best gloves I ever had. There was definitely less snow than a week ago. Well, to the point that on the way we getting into the Ladakh, this part of this highway, this is the main road and kind of the only road. And the week ago it was closed because of the snowfall. It was like a few meters of snow here. So the funny thing is that on the daylight it's pretty warm. It's not hot, right? But it's really warm to the point that the snow is melting on the road, on the street. After the sunset, it's just like someone will turn the switch off of the temperature, and it's like automatically going, I think, at least 10 degrees less, 10 degrees down. Yeah, so yeah, I believe all those wet parts of roads, they just going into be like ice. Well, yeah, that's Himalayas, right? So yeah, again, sorry for the footage. It makes me really cry because I was there. The views were beautiful, and now I can see one big burnt screen. But yeah, well, go there. It's beautiful. There is one more thing about this particular part. This is the highest point we ever been to, the highest altitude. It's 4,200 meters above the sea level, and of course we didn't realize that, so we didn't even stop. And I found that information, actually a few weeks ago. Okay, don't worry. Just a pit stop, just to have a sip of water or a cigarette or something. Of course, Arthur didn't hear me, and that would be, he's coming back. That would be also the point of the story later. But at the meantime, let's have some dance. Anyone wonder what the drone is that? It's the DJI Neo. I was surprised. I was really surprised how good that was. lorries, petrol trucks, fuel trucks. Look at them. It's a constant need of fuel. If in that country, if someone thinking about electric vehicles, don't come back in next century, basically, because if there would be no fuel, this country would stop right away. This is a turning point, a village where we've been stopped and we've been diverted to lower parts of these mountains because the road was closed.
The passing here 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And sorry?
Aryan. That Aryan people is Aryan Greeks, you know, Alexanders.
Yeah.
These people call Alexanders.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Do you need passport?
And first I need your vehicle number, bike number.
Can't remember them.
I have your passport number.
Yeah.
I took your passport last time, you know. It's okay. Your bike number?
Sorry, where are we going?
Yeah.
Basically Kargil.
Kargil.
We want to pass Kargil today.
Yes.
And we really want to pass the Zojila Pass today. Do you know if it's open?
It's open.
It's open, okay. And down to Srinagar. But we don't want to get into Srinagar. We want to do something like left.
Okay.
Not to go to the city.
Yes.
And start and try to stay near mountains. You know, roads like this.
You like mountains?
Yeah, because well, what's the point on a motorway? Especially then, down. On last pass already, and besides the Zojila, it's Namkila Pass.
Yes, from now on it's gonna be a downhill ride. Well, not exactly. Still, we have to pass Zojila Pass today, but this is the road now. We are enjoying the last moments of the highest parts of these mountains. the same petrol station. It's funny when you're stopping on the same places, but you're still so far away from home. So just because you've been here once, it automatically becoming a familiar place, let's say. You can see now I'm riding alone. I left Christian and Arthur behind with reason, with purpose, because I was tired of Arthur just leaving us behind and asleep, because that it was just not rational, let's say. But we didn't have any communication because he got no Cardo at the moment, and those tensions on the road, they are start boiling up, and what will happen next is typical friends heat conversation.
Chłop mi wylazł na drogę, a z drugiej strony ciężarów.
Masz rację.
Teraz ja się rozjebię, ty masz moje dokumenty, nie za chwilę nie już nie jestem. Artur nim się kapnie, a teraz wyobraź sobie sytuację, tutaj jeden z nas się spierdala do czego.
Masz rację. Masz rację. Teraz rozumiesz, dlaczego...
To nie jest pierdolona walia, czy Hazel może przebić się w ciebie.
Masz rację. To teraz rozumiesz moje wkurwienie, jak słuchałeś mnie. Zgadza się.
Chcę się pierdolnąć do przodu, Artur się ustawia za mną, że on widzi co ja robię, nie mam komunikacji.
Zgadza się.
Ja chcę wypierdolić do przodu, wy sobie jedziecie jak chcecie, znowu Artur nie wiedzą co się dzieje.
Zgadza się.
Nie, że ja mam kurwa gacie pełne i coś się stanie, to kurwa... Wytłumaczę moim dzieciom, dlaczego się Krystian rozjebał i nikt mu nie udzielił pomocy.
Zgadza się i teraz po prostu tak jak to, co ci powiedziałem. Moje wkurwienie tam było z powodu czegoś innego.
Nie, przepraszam. Nie, tylko masz po prostu rozbić, że to nastąpiło. Może nie to pretensji. Nie tak będzie tak dalej. Tak.
Three amigos sometimes got three approaches. So let's clear it up. Yeah. Shit happens, but point is, let's that shit be soft, not hard.
Yeah. You know the story. Even when you go with your friends, your mates, somewhere, sooner or later they're gonna be fight. Let's say that's the part of being around with boys, and yeah, sometimes we're getting tired of each other. Let's say. But then, after a few moments, we realized, I believe you did many times the same, we realized that, okay, let's calm down, now we again love each other, and we can continue this journey. Yeah, just tell me, I dare you, just like this video if you agree with me that these typical moments of friends that sometimes getting angry and pissed off and hates each other for a few moments. You can see why traveling through these mountains in April may be not the best idea. It's all because the ice is melting down, so the ground, the soil, the rocks, they are getting loose, and if they get loose, they're going down, and some people can be hurt. Yeah. But I could be hurt if you do not subscribe. At least give me just 1 month, please, because at the moment on this video I've got like 150 subscribers, and of course I'd like to have just pass this monetization. So yes, every YouTuber is saying the same shit, like, oh, please subscribe to the channel, it really helps. Yes, it helps, yeah. So give me the credit, please. Just do it. Just hit that button and like this and this video. You can share it over your friends, even if you're saying, look all these guys, they are going through Himalayas, what a stupid idea. Even though it still counts. So please do it. Alright? Oh, the truck. You see this lorry? This is the reality of trucks, big lorries on India roads. They don't give a shit. They really don't give a shit. They are racing. They're racing with you, and it's ridiculous sometimes. But after that time, it's almost 2 weeks. In India, I'm just watching with calm, letting them do it. If they want to die, just okay, that's what you want, that's okay. And but again, experiencing these kind of speed riding with lorries, it's one of a kind, I'm telling you. Okay, heads on the left. That's Kargil. That's one of the biggest cities here. I still don't understand. Oh, well, I don't know why this city became so big, because there is nothing here. There is nothing around. Nothing, just rocks. So it's really surprising me that that big town, city could be in the middle of mountains. Yeah. Maybe because I think up to 1 or 2 miles away there is a border with a Pakistani part of Kashmir. Well, it makes sense, believe me.
हाँ बने अभी थोड़ी देर
अभी
10 मिनट हो गए
ओके
कहाँ से आया
इंग्लिश
नो स्पीकिंग ऑफ
no speaking we are going that way
पानी छोड़ने के लिए
Yeah, that little family is bulletproof, apparently. Army facilities, army barracks every 2 miles, every 3 miles at least. Yeah, border is pretty near, you can feel that. A little stop for chai. We did stop, we did have a chai, but we didn't record anything because I forgot. But at least you can see that we stopped. Thank you. There is something magical in this moment. Seeing a horse on the road in the Himalayas, priceless. Yeah, look at us. If you think that this is magical moments of riding through these rural places, it's not. It's million times magical. If you're thinking about doing this trip, don't think. Do it. It's worth every penny. Here, the gate of Ladakh. This is the place where the Ladakh ends, and we entering Kashmir again.
Zajila Pass. Last time, maybe in this lifetime. So papers, and we're gonna go through, and then we are free to move whatever speed we want.
That's the gate. That's the transit between states, I think. And as a foreigner, you always have to fill up a form. So you stop, you get a form. You need to. It's good to have your own pen. That's a pro tip. So if you've got your own pen, you're gonna have a full registration, foreigner registration form C, and it's just basic information like who you are, the date of birth, your passport number, your visa number, so all the like basic stuff, but you need to have that on hand or memorize it. Good luck with that. That's it.
Pro tip, mega piece of paper, ideally photocopy of your passport and photocopy of your visa. Make that in smaller scale, not one-to-one, and keep in one pocket. Will save you a lot of time because they are asking for that constantly, non-stop.
Yeah.
Another pro tip, and make a picture of your bike, if you are traveling by bike registration number, plate, because that's quite common they are asking for that as well. Those three to have handy non-stop. Because at this moment, if you will see the registration, no chance to see anything after a few days of riding.
And memorize, or if you have like an Indian phone number, write that down. If not, your like regular phone number. If you don't remember, write it down. That's it. I think straightforward, but it's just the basic information. It's nice to have them on hand.
As usual, Arthur.
Aye.
We left something.
Yeah, because you've told me to record something.
Last chai in Ladakh. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Let's see how it looks. None of them is electric.
Nie wiem.
Okay, let's get ready for the last, the most, let's say, dangerous, but still the funniest, funniest part of riding through the mountains. Zajila Pass is fantastic. It's not like real off-road because it's just a pass. It's the highway. Well, it doesn't look like highway, motorway or something, but it is. I mean, Indian conditions, it is. So we are now entering the last part of the craziest, let's say, part of India mountains roads.
Oczywiście wszędzie jesteśmy sami, tylko nie tu, nie?
Ale powiedziałem, żeby auto przestawił.
Ale rozumiesz.
Możesz pociągnąć się.
Hello.
Bike?
So what?
Photo.
Photo. Yeah, do it.
Thank you.
Boże.
No dobra, no co zrobisz?
Okay, last dance with Georgila Pass. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. John Flights and those guys. Oh, well, I can't say anything bad, of course not. But they are, of course, they are not aggressive or something. They are super friendly, but they approaching us like to the point that it was getting annoying, let's say. Look at it. It's just like Lord of the Ring. And funny bit, this road is someone's everyday commute to the office road. Queue on the road. That means something's happening. What is it? Another adventure, another probably few hours wasted on stopping. Oh yeah, Christian, watch. He's very good at riding, but sometimes, just from time to time, he did something very stupid. A proper Himalayan snowy avalanche happened. We stuck, but I love it. How many times you've been stopped by the avalanche in Himalayas? Wonderful.
Proper avalanche. Z góry też cały czas.
It looks tiny, not that big, innit? Telling you it's not. Look at the guy on the left for scale.
One hour later.
Update number 666. And we have fought mini avalanche, but still shit tons of snow. So yeah, we're thinking about establishing some kind of rules in this queue. Maybe we're gonna make barbecue. But hold, everybody. Everybody will get the winner. That's the point of adventure. You never know what shit will happen. What kind of shit will happen?
This time white.
Yeah, white shit.
Usually it's brown one.
Yeah.
Usually it's brown one. This time is white one.
Yeah. Oh, and army is on place. So shit go crazy.
Jedź. Dobra. Na dwójkę. Stawaj na nogi i kurwa jedź. Tak, z wodą, nie z wodą, z wodą. Zawsze wodą jest bezpieczna. Kurwa, pojebani. chodzi o to, że już za tobą byli trzech, kurwa.
And everybody is just off, like it's a competition. Who's gonna be the first on the finishing line, which is what? Getting out of the road and hitting down hard. So it's mind-blowing how those guys driving through these mountains with these typical cars. They are even taxis with some passengers inside, and they constantly screaming, and it's like, what the hell is happening with their minds in their heads of those mental drivers? Now look closely. What you're about to see is the craziest car driving through the mountains. I'm not even through the mountains, just the craziest car driving. So this guy is overtaking us. here and here, and that's nothing still. Just take a look on this. So focus, you can see those road conditions. And some guy is beeping behind me to let him pass or what? They are mental. To be honest, at that time I was so pissed off at this guy. This look at him. I was so pissed off. I wanted to stop him and just give him a lesson. Yep, we did it. We passed the Gila Pass. That was... well, hold on. On that time, that was the last, let's say, obstacle, a barrier that could stop us, making our flight back possible. But just on that time, because there is many things that will happen that could or did stop us. You really have to watch that stories to the end.
Krystian i jego słynny... Czekaj, kurwa, bo mnie jaja napuchły. Teraz ma myślenie. Kurwa! Mamy to! Mamy to! Kurwa, koleś targał za...
A szukajmy teraz coś. U ciebie? Ja mogę jeszcze w Garminie spojrzeć.
Zoom, to ja zaraz będzie zdobry.
Raz, dwa, trzy.
Okay, there are a few hotels on the way. And we thought, well, we'll just hit the hotel and try to trade with a price. That one looked like closed, abandoned, no lights, nothing. Here comes another one, a bigger, must say. Look, no cars, not that one, on the road. There was no cars at all. And suddenly, out of nowhere, two cars, almost smashed Arthur and Christian on the road. Alright, but the hotel, yeah, it looks promising. It looks like it's open. Let's then see what they can offer us.
Krótka piłka. 3 ludzi, obiad, śniadanie, spanie. Max ile?
Zapytaj, ile jest próby zwiększenia 50%? Bo nie wiemy, po ile wody.
Tutaj będzie w chuj.
My ile?
Kurwa, ja już lecę cienko tak naprawdę.
No to dlatego mówię.
Kurwa, nie mam pojęcia. Płaciliśmy po 40 maksymalnie, nie?
Normalnie obiad to jest 1500. Śniadanie to jest 1000 na trójkę. To jest 2500. Spanie może być karaluch 1500, a może być hotel 2,5. To razem do kupy daje na przykład 5000.
To ustalmy powiedzmy 5000.
Bo jak mi wyskoczy, no, a jak mi powie 5000, powiem 4.
No.
Hello brother, where should they cook in the meeting? Everything they will. Not enough.
10?
10?
No strzelajcie ile?
10?
9.
Yeah, you heard that right. They wanted 9,000 rupees, which is like 90 pounds. But there in India, 90 pounds is like for us like 1,000 pounds. Yeah, so we've got elsewhere. We found another hotel, which was nice, and you're gonna see that in the next episode. And until now, please do subscribe, like this video, tell your family about it, and your kids or anyone else, please.